To talk about similar figures today. We can find the missing side of a figure if we know the dimensions of another figure that's similar to it. So we're going to start off today with the definition of similar polygons. Two polygons are similar if and only if their corresponding angles are congruent and the measure of their corresponding sides are proportional. So we need to know congruency and proportional. Okay, how do we know if two figures are similar? Corresponding angles have to be congruent. If you'll look at all four of these figures, this one down here, and this one, you'll notice that they all have an angle with 1, an angle with 2, an angle with 3, and an angle with 4. That means all of their angles, all of them are corresponding. E, A, and I. Okay, E, A, and I. B, J, and F. C, K, and G. And finally D, L, and H. They're all corresponding and they're all congruent. Okay, that's what the little bars and the angles mean. Now the second test, so this right here is a great big yes. Okay, the second test is corresponding sides must be proportional. Okay, so if we look at the side between angle 1 and angle 2, and I'm going to call them angle 1 and 2 because of the bars. Okay, between angle 1 and angle 2, we have 2 and 6. So I'm going to set up the sides of the small one here, the purple one, and the green one. Purple, and that's a greenish yellow, but I'm going to call it green. Okay, it has to be equal to the third side, which is between angles 2 and 3. Between angles 2 and 3, I've got 3 over 9. And if I want to cross multiply, I'd get 18 equals 18. So yes, so far it's proportional. Now, between angles 3 and 4, okay, that's 4. And between angles 3 and 4 over here, we have 12. And if we want to cross multiply, we'd get 36 equals 36. So yes, that is proportional. Finally, the base, the bottom base, we have 5 and we have 15. 4 times 15, which is 60, and 5 times 12, which is 60. So they're equal. All of the sides are proportional for at least these two. So because their angles are corresponding and their sides are proportional, those two figures are similar. Now if we look, I'm going to look at this purple one to this blue one over here. Okay, and I want the side between angle 1 and angle 2 based on the marks. Okay, so between angle 1 and angle 2, I'm going to put the purple over the blue. I have 2 and I have 1. Now between angles 2 and 3, angles 2 and 3, okay, here it's on the bottom, 2 and 3, I have 3 and I have 1.5. If I multiply 2 times 1.5, I get 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so that's proportional. Now between angles 3 and 4, I get C. And between angles 3 and 4 on this one, between angles 3 and 4, I have 4 on that side, and I have 2 on the blue one. So if I wanted to cross multiply, that would give me 6, and that would give me 6. And then the fourth side, I have AD, which is 5, and LI, which is 2.5. I multiply this, I get 10. I multiply 2.5 times 4, I get 10. So all of the sides are proportional. So all of the figures are actually similar. Now in that case I had 3 figures, and usually you're only going to have 2. But I want to show you firsthand. Okay, are the corresponding angles congruent? Well, we can look. We got 90, 90, 225, 45, 90. 90, 90, 225, 45, 90. So yes. And are the sides proportional? We have 4 over 8 has to equal 5 over 10 has to equal 7 over 14 has to equal 2 over 4. And yes, they are all equal. The top one is always a half of the bottom one. So yes, they are proportional. So the figures are similar. Okay, here we've got a real life example of a scale factor. Okay, scale factor is it's just one ratio. It's not a proportion, it's just a ratio of how big one is compared to another. Okay, we've got a model replica of a car. The length of the model is 9.63 inches if the length of the car is 16.5 feet. What is the scale factor of the model compared to the car? Now, the only thing that's going to hang us up here is that word feet. So we have to change feet to inches. 16.05 feet times 12 inches equals 192.6 inches. So if we have inches over inches, it works out for us. The length of the model is 9.63 inches, and the length of the car is 192.6 inches. Inches cancel inches, and if you reduce this down, you get 1/20th. So this is the scale factor. These two figures are similar. Find y. Okay, we need to set it up so that the corresponding sides are over each other. I'm going to do the large figure over the small figure, and actually I can't use that because I already have a variable I'm looking for. I'm looking for y. So I'm not going to use those sides, okay, because I don't know that side. But I do know the base on both of them. I have 10 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to use my large figure over my small figure. My large over my small. I have to set up my proportion that way. My large base is 10, my small base is 5, and my large base 2 is y, which is what I'm looking for, and my small base 2 is 2.5. Okay, now I have my proportion and I'm going to solve. 2.5 times 10 has to equal 5 times y, which is 5y. 2.5 times 10 is 25. If I divide by 5, I get 5 equals y. Okay, which would make sense because this side has to be 2 times this side. Our scale factor in this case is 1/2 because the smaller one is half the size of the larger one. Determine whether this pair of figures is similar. Justify your answer. Well, we can look and see that the corresponding angles are congruent. So yes, and then all sides, I'd have 3. All sides on the small one, I'd have 3 over 7.5 on the large one. Any way I go around. So yes, all angles are congruent, and all sides are proportional. They're all 3 over 7.5. Okay, this pair of polygons is similar. Write a similarity statement. A similarity statement puts the angles in order on how you find them, their corresponding angles. So I'm going to start with this one right up here because it's the top, and I think I'm going to work counterclockwise. It doesn't really matter if you work counterclockwise or clockwise. I want to go this way. I have R, S, T, U, and V is similar, and I have to start with the corresponding angle. In this case, the corresponding angle over here is A, and because I worked clockwise or counterclockwise, I have to work counterclockwise again. So A, B, C, D, and E. Now the thing you have to notice is that R corresponds with A, S corresponds with B, T corresponds with C. So example, T has to be equal to angle C. Alright, U corresponds with D, and V corresponds with E. Okay, but this right here is our similarity statements. it's got all the angles in order. And if we wanted to find x, we need to find two sides that, let's see, I have 4 and I have 18. So I can set it up x over 18. This is my large figure. Has to equal corresponding parts on my small figure, which is 3 over 4. I cross multiply, I get 4x equals 54. And if I divide 54 by 4, I get 1, 3. I'm going to add a decimal, 5. So x would equal 13 and a half. Triangle JKL is similar to triangle TUV with a scale factor of 3 to 4. If the lengths of the triangles of TUV are 4, 6, and 8, what are the lengths of the sides of the triangles of JKL? So I'm going to have JKL over TUV. JKL, the scale factor is 3 to 4. Okay, so that means if I set up my proportions with my sides, okay, my first side is 4. I want to find the corresponding side for JKL, which would be this. 4 times what equals 3 times 4? Well, that's kind of an obvious. It would be 3. So that's my corresponding side there. Okay, starting over again, I have 3/4, because that's my scale factor, equals, I don't know what this side is here, but I know that my other side is 6, okay? So I have 6. I'm going to cross multiply. That gives me 18 equals 4x, and I want to divide by 4. It gives me, when I divide 18 by 4, I get 4.5. So I have 4.5 as my second side. And then my third side, I do the same thing. 3 over 4 equals something over 8. 3 times 8, I'm going to put it next here. 3 times 8 is 24. It has to equal 4x. Divide by 4, I get x equals 6. So these are my three sides here. 3, 4.5, and 6. And your question to put on your homework, these triangles are similar. Write the similarity statement and the scale factor. You want 3 letters are similar to the 3 letters on the other triangle. And then you have to write the scale factor. Have a great day.